how's it going? This is the M3 podcast as we are back. We got some more gaming news going with Jayden as usual. We're talking a little bit of Warcraft, and Jayden got a little excited. He found one of his treats is coming back from childhood, so
that's not
I
part
don't
of the
know
gaming
how
part.
that has to do with the gaming, but it's
it
still
doesn't,
just...
but it's exciting because it's Dunkaroos. They're coming back. There you go. That's the 5 seconds I need to talk about. Dunkaroos are coming back. Fucking,
so
I'm gonna buy a box. I'm gonna buy a box.
And we saw that the teaser trailer for the Marvel Disney Plus shows came out, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that and what the hell is going on. Fast and Furious 9 trailer dropped as well, so we're gonna give our thoughts on that as well. So
exactly. So
yeah,
that'll be lots of fun. So
that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be. We say it's gonna be fun, but holy fuck!
There's probably gonna be a lot of rage from Jayden as he normally does.
I have never seen a trailer with so much action that was so boring. Like, holy moly.
And super predictable.
Let's talk about this for a second while it's fucking hot off the press. I hate this trailer. Reason being, Fast and Furious is about fast fucking cars. It's not a spy movie. It's barely an action movie. It's about fast cars and family. And, like, you see a kid in there. Is the kid going to be somewhere in the plot? Or is it just like a transition to segue John Cena in it? And John Cena is in it.
Yeah. And the thing that makes no sense to me about that is that, yes, what's his name who played him? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name right now, but he died in real life. But his character didn't die in the movies. So at the end of Fast 7, Brian just kind of like drove off at the end, and then 8 they were like, "Oh no, we're not including him anymore. Like he needs to live his life with his family." Blah, like that's what they were like in canon for the movies, and now they're like, so then at the end of 8 they like go, "Oh, we're gonna name him Brian," as if it's like a tribute to him, even though in movie universe, he's still alive.
Yeah.
So still, and now they have him. They named him after his kid. Like, okay, whatever. I guess it makes sense considering he was the most popular. He's kind of one of the few ones that started off the franchise back in like 2000, but
back in 1986.
Still.
Okay, there's so much stupid shit with this commercial. Let's pop this in. Okay, first things first, they play the, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again, to try to generate some feels, but no one fucking cares. No one has the feels for this. Nobody wants this. Well, okay, I don't.
Maybe yeah, it's just...
Maybe hardcore Fast 9 fans.
Yeah,
but
I noticed it right off the get-go, but... Like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And then, okay, it goes from a farm town, and then it goes suddenly to this, where they're, like, in some secret underground bunker now. It's like,
yeah.
Is this a passage in time? Has it gone back to this? Has it gone forward to this? Like
Paul Walker, that's his name. Sorry, I had to remember the actor's name, so I had to search it. So go ahead.
But fucking Vin Diesel, is doing Vin Diesel things, and then it immediately cuts to, like, this stupid action shot where the fucking first thing that happens is somehow this Mustang, whatever the fucking car it is, it taps a Jeep and the Jeep explodes, going flying and hits the car.
Yeah, there's a lot of
dumb shit.
And then going into like Hobbs and Shaw, like they introduce freaking super enhancements and stuff like that in Hobbs and Shaw, which is in the Fast and Furious universe. So it's like.
So are we going to be seeing this like in Call of Duty, where it's turning into exosuits where you can jump 1 billion feet in the air in a Fast and Furious movie?
Yeah, well, considering they've already outrun tanks. There was a scene in 7 or 8. I don't remember which one. I think it's 8. Or there's a freaking giant ass wrecking ball. There's the longest
airport
ever
made.
Yeah, that one's in 6, I think. And then there's a fucking... They're on ice in 8. They're on ice freaking driving against a fucking submarine, and like, and there's a point where people have made fun of this before, but like, there's a point where one of the main characters, the main Lenny or Letty or whatever her name is,
Yeah.
Dom's like wife, she freaking fights Ronda Rousey, a professional UFC fighter,
And
as
wins.
like, yeah, and wins. It's like, I'm a mechanic, bitch. Yeah,
If
and
Vin Diesel beats John Cena, this is gonna be like fucking the stupidest fight ever, because I'm gonna be so angry, because it says like John Cena's like this spy who's stronger and faster and smarter than Vin Diesel is. And so if he loses, I'm gonna fucking kill someone.
They're also running out of ideas. As soon as I saw freaking John Cena there, I was like, oh, it's gonna be Dom's brother. Like, that's obviously like they did it in the previous ones with. They had 6 had a villain, and then Jason Statham showed up, and it happened to be his brother. And now it's like, so they're running out of ideas out of the freaking 20 years that these movies have been going for, and just now we've never mentioned it once. And it's just like, okay, but or maybe they have mentioned it like in a glance, like maybe snippet in the very first movie or something like that, which I would probably have to go back and watch it, but I highly doubt it. It's just that trope of like, oh, we're out of ideas, here's my bigger, badder brother.
Yeah, and in this case it's the younger brother, and
but still,
there's so many stupid things. So she gets knocked off a motorbike, and then suddenly it transitions from they're in the middle of this giant open field, and then suddenly it's a completely different camera atmosphere, like there's different lighting and shit, and she lands on top of a car, sticks the landing, and is completely fine.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time in these movies. The bullshit stick the landing, like and then, do you know what was the worst thing? The thing in this trailer?
What's that?
When the bridge that they're driving on blows up, and they're still driving up it. It's like, you can't do that running. You definitely couldn't do it freaking driving.
That's not the stupidest thing, in my opinion.
Or the fucking whip.
Yeah, the fucking stupid whip thing. First off, okay, they got the plane. I don't know why I said train. The plane that can grab a car out of mid-air. Almost seemingly, like, look how fake this is. Let's slow it down. Look how fucking stupid this is. That's subtitles. That's not what I wanted to press. We'll go back to this. Hit this. So, it's going. Vin Diesel's like, oh, there's a jet coming this way. Oh, no. And then it opens its door, and then we're like, okay. It somehow is able to, within 5 seconds, pick it up perfectly with no damage to the car, and just fly off into outer space. Then it might as well be where it's going, because this is fucking unrealistic as shit. And then Vin Diesel's like, I have a great idea. So he drives towards a bridge that's broken, and he hits the support to, by all manner of physics, it hitches to the wheel, and it's a fucking swing going this way, and it's fine, it's fine, and it somehow is able to go up. It's like, okay, that's not how that works. As soon as it goes like this, as soon as it snaps, it's gonna go bang, and the tire is gonna fucking break off the car. That's not how this works, movie.
These are like, just like especially the new ones, like especially from 5 up. I understood the ideas of like 1, 2, 3, and 4. They were like you were saying earlier, fast cars racing. Like the second one, for example, is just, or the first one's it's an undercover cop. Second one, it's I'm no longer an undercover cop. It's my friends, blah blah blah. And then it goes on to like breaking Dom out of prison all the way to the 4th one. And it's like, and it's somewhat realistic, like actually having 2 vehicles side by side on a road, and then someone jumps from one vehicle to another. Like, that's plausible. But then ever since Fast 5, when they freaking have 2 Camaros pulling a multi-1,000-ton safe, like, out in the streets of Brazil. That's where it started going, okay, get rid of freaking physics and belief in, like, these movies are definitely just the full idea of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, this is the full idea of we have this universe that we can just basically fuck around with for entertainment value, even though nobody with the fucking half of a brain will find this entertaining because people want a good story. If someone wants fictitious stuff like this, they can either imagine it, they can read a book, or they can play a video game. Or not even that. I want to see realistic physics and all this shit. This is not realistic. This is not fun for me. You see how angry I'm getting? I'm getting frustrated over this, and I don't even care about this movie. I only watched the trailer because Davis wanted me to watch the fucking trailer, and look how angry I am. And then they fucking slap us in the face, and then this character randomly shows up.
And that's the thing is that, like, yes, the story, and then it's still going to be the exact same story. Something happens, blah, 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 you attack. Then Dom goes something like, this is my family. We're not friends, we're family, blah, blah. And then bad guy dies, and then we're back to...
Bad guy dies, the end of story. Yeah, it's literally just the same.
Back to having a barbecue with Corona.
Yeah. Not coronavirus though. That's they better not include Corona, otherwise they're gonna get a ton of flack and they're gonna be like, "Oh, coronavirus." Did you see? I didn't want to include this, but there was apparently a petition by Corona to rename it to Bud Light virus, so it's not labeled with Corona, it's labeled with Bud Light because Corona and coronavirus. It's like, oh, coronavirus. That means it's from Corona. For all the not so intelligent people out there that draw that connection, it's like, no, coronavirus and Corona are two completely different things.
I've seen coronavirus and Corona beer memes.
Yeah.
But nothing for anything being serious. No.
Well,
but anyway, so that's our rage on that.
That's my rage. You're just like, you're calm about this. I'm fucking angry. I'm slamming the desk. You could see, like, when I slam my desk, the camera it shakes. Yeah.
Well, it is annoying because like I go through all these years of, like, not all these years, it's not that much, but like years of going through, like, trying to learn story and trying to make everything proper, having full, narratives and everything like that, and then these freaking 200 million, 300, 500 million dollar plus movies come out that are, like, if you look at the like ratio, it still has a higher like than it has dislike on the trailer.
Like to dislike ratio is 181,000 to 12,000. At least on this one. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I watched the one that I saw.
That one is 16. That one has 16 million views. That's like the Fast Saga. This one is
the one that I'm looking at has 8,754 likes and only 35,000 dislikes. So it's still higher dislike or like to dislike. But like, so, and that's the thing. It goes to, like, people just like, okay, whatever. I've given me my. I'm gonna say, wait, my popcorn.
Popcorn. I'm saying popcorn now. It's.
I know I did it on purpose.
You did it to antagonize me. Okay, I'm gonna load up this picture. Yeah. This picture of Angry Joe and his friends watching the Fast and Furious 9 trailer, which is them like this, is basically how I feel about this right now. That's how angry I am. Fucking.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I have seen all the Fast and Furious movies, so I will probably still see this. Definitely not in theaters. I'm not spending the money to see it in theaters. I will probably, and I did see Hobbs and Shaw. Like, I liked them in a way of, like, do you know what? I'm gonna have a couple drinks, maybe smoke a little bit of weed, turn on a movie like this, just because and just have some fun. Like, because that's the only way I can, like, watch a movie and actually enjoy it when it's not. Even though I will still probably be like, that's not possible. But
Okay. Let's move on to the next one, which is actually one that is pretty exciting. There's a big game spot, which I'm assuming is because of the Super Bowl. I never watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was the other day.
I've heard multiple things, like the commercials for the Super Bowl have been super lackluster and super disappointing compared to the old stuff back in, like, 2010, where it was, like, super duper edgy stuff. I remember there was a commercial where it was, like, a chick and everyone, like, everything was obstructing her view, so it looked like she was topless, but she was just carrying 2 giant cheeseburger right next to her giant boobs, and it was, like, super edgy.
Carl's Jr.?
Yeah,
was it a Carl's Jr.
Carl's
commercial?
Jr. ad. See, you know what I'm talking about. I have not seen anyone talk about anything besides Baby Nut, which, by the way, is the stupidest fucking name you could ever come up with for a mascot. Baby Nut?
What the fuck? I don't even know what this is.
Baby Nut is, you know how Mr. Peanut died? Yeah,
Oh,
they just
okay,
so he died, like the branding for him died, like they
okay.
killed off Mr. Peanut, and then immediately a week later they're like, "Hey, look, it's Baby Nut," because they wanted to cash in on the Baby Yoda and Baby Groot trends, mostly Baby Yoda.
Uh,
But they were like, "Yeah, babies get a lot of views. Let's make a cute Baby Nut," and like there was Baby Sonic and all that shit. And every single picture that I've seen so far is like, who would you save out of these three? It's like I will make sure Baby Groot burns while I roast Baby Nut over top of it for Baby Yoda so he could eat. That's what it is. Everyone hates Baby Nut compared to Baby Yoda, and it's absolutely ridiculous that they decided to go that way. But anyways, let that tangent aside, this big game spot for
oh,
Marvel coming to Disney Plus, like the new shows and
yeah.
stuff. So the Captain America one, uh, the only thing that really bugged me about this trailer was the random scene where they're flying, like there's like wingsuits, and then the guy pulls a gun out. I was just like,
Yeah.
huh? What is this?
Well, because I looked into the a little bit more, and of course, there's already theories on it and everything, right?
Hmm.
And one of the things that I was watching is that that might be like a because like so Falcon got introduced in Captain America: Civil War, and he
Hmm.
said that he was like one of the prototypes type thing. So like, and I kind of agree with it. That might be like a flashback to to how Falcon actually got his stealth suit and everything, got the wings and all that.
Oh, that's what it
So
is. It's kind of like an
yeah, it's
origin
something
story.
maybe like something like that, or it's another, or it's like a Hydra-esque style guys, and they're trying to just chase down Falcon or something like. So it's something to do with obviously with going after Falcon because of his wings and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, there's that which really confused me, but the rest looks super cool. Like the Loki show, it looks like pretty good. Because what is it called? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That seems pretty exciting. My
Yeah,
top favorite, which might be really unpopular, is WandaVision. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm kind of hyped to see it because it's like an alternate kind of reality for Wanda. So it's like
yeah.
she is living in like the 70s and the 60s and the 50s and the 40s and shit like that. It's like there's all of these different costumes and stuff like that with Vision, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, what the fuck is going on here? This seems really interesting. Look at this. It took me 2 seconds to like this. Fast Furious 9 couldn't get
Well,
me to like it with 3 fucking minutes of trash.
it's also only a 30-second trailer for but still. But
But
yeah,
still,
exactly.
it
But
caught my eye. It instantly has story, and it's like, I want to know
yeah,
more about this.
yeah, exactly. Because they're like it's starts off with like Cap shield. Like we know that Falcon got the shield from Cap at the end of Endgame and everything like that. So
Hmm.
that's the one I'm most excited about. Um, because I like the like even off camera. Um, fuck, why am I forgetting people? Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie when they do like press together are really good. They like to tend to joke around. They seem like they're actually like kind of like friends in real life. And
Hmm.
then even when they're like on screen together, like in Civil War, anytime they're fighting together or anything like that, like I liked their engagement and everything. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
that
very
like those
believable.
two, both of them are gonna be it seems like a good engagement. But
Yeah.
yeah, and Wanda Vision would be my second, then Loki, just because so far Loki there hasn't been enough details yet as to what the show even really fully is, other than like him popping into different like universes or different points in time or something like that, because he has the Tesseract again, so
The
it's gonna be
Tesseract.
interesting.
The
Yeah,
Tesseract.
because in um Endgame, when they go back in time to 2012 to get the Tesseract, Loki gets a version of it.
Hmm. Exactly. So
Yeah, so
I'm
that's what yeah.
I'm just super excited to see that. Do you mind if we go to the next topic, which is the Jake Paul versus AnEnsonGib fight, real quick, and then we'll start talking about actual the meat. I feel like this is always the meat of the podcast for the most part because this is something that we have lots and lots to talk about, which is gaming and
Yeah.
stuff. And it has
Yeah, well we
this week has some of the most weird shit that I've ever seen. Some of the something that made me super duper angry, and I had to text my brothers to make sure they didn't buy it, but we'll get to that. So Jake Paul versus AnEnsonGib was a fight that went on. I can't remember when it was. January 31st was when this was published. Jake Paul won the fight in 23 seconds. 23 seconds flat. Did Davis just crash again? Mother.
Okay, good.
God damn it. Another interruption. Another M3 interruption. These are becoming more frequent, so Facebook and Discord need to get your shit together. This is ridiculous. But, yeah, so the Jake Paul versus AnEnsonGib fight lasted 23 seconds, and there's a clear reason why. It's because AnEnsonGib is nowhere near the physical condition of Jake Paul, to the point where it's like, did he even really make an attempt? Like, he still got like dad bod plus excess. He doesn't look very strong at all. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is like super duper fit. He's skinny as hell. He's ready to take on this person, and that's why he won in 23 seconds flat. And I'm not really going to go into the drama because I really don't care, but it's just like, if you're going to set up a celebrity boxing match, fucking take it seriously, please. AnEnsonGib, I looked at your content for a solid like 2 minutes, and I can tell it's all clickbait garbage that I don't want to watch, and then I don't think anyone really likes watching, but apparently people do with 3.1 million views. You're talking about like FIFA 2019 and shit like that, which is a garbage game, which shouldn't be recognizable anywhere, because FIFA 2019 had, or what? No, it was Madden 2020 or something like that, where the game still had assets from Madden 2019 blatantly posted in the stadiums and shit like that. But I don't know. This just seemed really embarrassing. I'm not going to link their channels in the description because I don't want anyone to go watch either of them. Jake Paul, because of the stupid controversies of him with loot boxes and the Tanamongu thing. There were even posts like throughout this post. So like, I'm going to open this up right now. There's like the video of what happened, and then him calling out KSI and their opening into the arena and shit like that. Like the fight beforehand, and Tanamongu was there, and Jake's brother Logan was there to support him. Even fucking Guy Fieri was there. I don't know why Guy
Really?
Fieri is just at a fucking like event like this with YouTubers. So
yeah, well, Guy Fieri does put. He's not really. He's definitely not a YouTube person, but he has his Instagram is kind of. He does a lot of memes on Instagram, so but he's definitely not a. He's definitely one of the, if not the most, probably I would say the second most popular celebrity chef after Gordon Ramsay. Like,
yeah, I'd say that's
a lot of people know who Fieri is. So he's like, with the multiple shows that he hosts and everything. So he's in the same level as a regular TV star, like celebrity.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But it was just a shock that he was there. It was like when Elon Musk appeared at the Inside Gaming Awards for some reason. Elon Musk is just chilling there, but people kind of knew that he was a gamer and stuff like that. So he's just like, yeah, I'd like to support this. But he was also
people are allowed to have other interests other than what they're known for.
Yeah, that's fair. And there was even a spot on the floor for Kobe Bryant, who passed away. There was even a spot in the ring specifically for Kobe, which was nice little homage to him.
When you
not really
told me about
this boxing ring, but you know,
unless yeah, exactly, it makes more sense for basketball than boxing. But when you told me about this, because like what happened, like literally a couple days before this fight was a professional fight that was really hyped a lot, was Conor McGregor versus
Floyd Mayweather.
I don't remember his actual. I don't remember his actual name, but he goes by Cowboy, and it was a big fight, and it was the same thing where a lot of people were like hyped on this fight. It was another big one, and it ended. Conor won in 43 seconds with a TK. It was either a KO or a TKO. I think it was a TKO. Yeah. But it was something that, like, because he completely caught him off guard by hitting him in the head with his shoulder blade. Like,
that's got to be painful.
Yeah, and these two are actually professional fighters, but that win like freaking $5 million for losing. Like,
Hmm. It's it's pretty nuts. It's stupid that they would spend so much money and so much time on this event for it to be like, yeah, one guy didn't prepare at all. He sat there on his ass playing FIFA and made no progress with his diet or working out, and he just got his ass beat. Like, he was falling the first bit. I'm surprised he didn't trip on his fucking shoelaces. He was running around so much. But yeah, he fell. He called out KSI and he wants to fight KSI. So,
okay, KSI already fought Logan Paul, and
he won, didn't he?
they had to draw their first fight. I remember that. I think Logan won the second fight though. So how is this guy supposed to? But still, but KSI is still actually trained. Like,
yeah, KSI.
He came close to being Logan. I could be wrong on who won between the second fight, but they at least I know for sure they got a draw in the first one.
Yeah.
But like, so you're saying that if I challenged you to a fight, you would actually train a little bit?
Oh, dude, I'm training right now.
Some shape.
I'm gonna go work out while this is rendering, dude. I'm gonna go.
Golden.
Well, yeah, I worked out a bit yesterday. I felt a little bit better. I didn't eat shit for today. I ate a salad and I ate some chicken. That's all I eat.
Good.
No, it's good. But when you don't eat from, like, when did I not eat last night? I think 9 p.m. until 9 p.m. till 4 p.m. So 19 hours without eating. I actually didn't feel too bad. I actually was just like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I've gone days like worse than that.
Oh yeah, I've done way worse. I've done 400-meter swims on an empty stomach where I haven't eaten in 24 hours, and they're like, Jayden, you need to eat something. I'm like, nah, don't even worry about it. I'm fine. And people are like, you're starving yourself. I'm like, that's how you lose weight,
I'm lighter
Holmes.
this way. I'm lighter and faster.
Yeah, it's like, dude, they're literally like, you're starving yourself. I'm like, that's how you fucking get skinny. You don't get skinny by eating. You have to make changes either in the stuff you eat, which I don't like doing, because I eat shit that tastes good. I don't understand people that just eat shit.
Your mom's a good cook too.
My mom is, like, are you talking about the chicken?
Yes.
That was me. She had the idea of putting it in she had the idea of putting it in the cooker without the oil. So I can blame her for some of that, because what that was originally supposed to be was like deep fried chicken. So
yeah,
it just didn't turn out as good as we wanted it to.
It was healthier this way then.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
listen, I'm a good cook. I'm
a
good cook. I will fucking make you brownies, and they are delicious. So
some hash brownies.
They're great. Now I gotta make brownies now. Thanks, dude. No, I mean, if you want to throw some hash in there, go for it. Like, that's all you, dude. But I mean, I'm down to just chill and watch Bill and Ted 3 with some hash brownies. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll wait until Fast 9 comes out.
Fuck no! I'm not watching that shit. I said Bill and Ted 3. Face the music. We'll watch that while we're high. We'll do a run of it. We'll do a run of it sober, and then we'll do a run of it high and drunk, and then that'll be that.
And we'll just record.
Alrighty then. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's get into some gaming shit. So, I've been streaming a lot. Shameless plug, as always. I've been streaming Call of Duty Infinite Warfare because that's what my buddies and I my buddy Chuck and I are into, the god of Supernatural. For those that don't get the reference, Chuck is apparently a god in Supernatural. I don't get this reference either, so if you don't know, then you're in the same boat as me.
Not a god, literally.
He's literally
Christian God. Just God.
So it's not Jesus. It's not Jesus. It's Chuck. Like Chuck.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris. Okay, got it. Yep, got it. Yep, 100%. Yeah. Okay, so I've been playing that game, and I honestly want to make a video about how much I despise this game. I play this game because A, it is a tiny bit of fun. B, there are achievements in it. So we were trying to do all of that. And C, I fucking love Easter eggs within zombies games. So Easter eggs are basically like, the way I describe it is it's an escape room within a video game. That's how I describe it. And I fucking love
Yeah.
escape rooms. You know how much I love escape rooms. So I've been doing that, and I've so far written 3 pages on Google Docs about how much this shit sucks. That's literally like, you could read this. There's one part here. Why is the Krog brute so fucking hard? He runs slightly slower than you, but he can dig under the ground until he reaches you. He can charge you while having the drifting skill of Baby Driver, and he has a fucking flashbang. His weak point doesn't do dick unless you get behind him, which is almost impossible. That's how angry I got writing this shit. That was in all caps, by the way. Like,
not surprised.
Like, this game ranks on like one of my worst games I've played so far. It's awful.
I didn't really like that Call of Duty. That one was terrible. Infinite Warfare? Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No, the multiplayer sucked. The campaign was awful because it was like a, space and shit like that. It's like, we have Halo for this, so why would we try doing that? And the zombies, while it's a cool concept of going throughout the decades in movies, so like the first map I think it's like you're in the 80s or something. You're in the 80s, and like David Hasselhoff is there playing music as you're running around a theme park that's infested by zombies. And you kill an alien, you get a key, you move to the 90s where you're in the woods and you're raving with Kevin Smith, sorry. Not Kevin James.
Kevin Smith, I was
Kevin
like, we
Smith.
talked about this already.
Kevin Smith is in the woods, and you don't know where Jay is, but you realize, blah, blah, blah. And then you go back to the 70s, where there's Pam Grier and some Kung Fu, which doesn't fucking work, by the way. That's also a point. I hate it. The Kung Fu sucks dick. And then you go back to the 60s, where you have the worst map that has been ever created, Attack of the Radioactive Thing. That's its name. It's not a joke. That's its actual thing, because they couldn't fucking figure out a name for this.
Well, I think that's based off of like names of movies, because those were styles of movies, not in more in like the 30s than the 60s. But I don't know if that's an act, because like there is a movie called The Thing, and then like like that's the genre of what movies would be back in that time period. Maybe it would be 60s.
And Elvira is there, which is super cool. She just shows up and, like, Elvira, like the horror movie kind of thing.
The vampire chick?
Yeah, the vampire
with
chick.
big boobs?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, her titties in this game are fucking massive, I will say that. And,
well, in real life, too, so.
Yeah, so, it was pretty fun, like, and then the last one doesn't have a character. It doesn't have like a celebrity guest or whatever, which kind of sucks, but it makes sense. But yeah, that's
because no one else wanted to sign up for this shitty game.
Yeah, literally. Dude, Seth Green is in the game. I can't believe they did Seth Green dirty like that. Like, who is he? He's Scott in the Austin Powers movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a great actor, and I love the stuff that he's in, but they made me hate him in a way, because they make every time you do a certain action, it's either 1 or 2 lines, and it's either broken to the point where it only plays one of those lines, or he only has that one line, and he just keeps repeating it over and over again.
Yeah.
And
do you know? Okay, before you transition to another, just sticking on Call of Duty topic. So, something that pissed me off the other day was I go in and I play to Modern Warfare.
Yes.
So, i.e. the newest one. And it was like, okay, and you have to download the maps. Okay, I don't have super fast internet, because like we just have basic like Telus Optic or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the up and down even is. But so anyway, it took an hour and a half, I would say, to download the maps. Go through. Didn't even play a single one of the new goddamn maps.
What, like they weren't in rotation, or they just
no? I don't know. I just none of them. Like I played like the same map, like the same regular maps, multiple times, but I didn't even see any of what the hell these new maps are. I was like,
ridiculous.
Super frustrating. I was like, maybe it's only available in certain game modes or something, but I'm like, because I was playing hardcore team deathmatch, that's what I mostly play. But it's like
the maps should still be there. Like,
yeah, I was like, why did it take this long and not even like
rotate them through?
I still played for probably 2 or 3 hours, something like that. Like I should have been. I was on long enough that it should have actually at least one of these new maps should have been there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was frustrated.
Well, I'm gonna blame Activision on that, and we'll get into why I'm blaming Activision on that later in the episode. But let's
Okay.
move on to this topic. This is a shocker. Women can now control video games using their vagina. You don't
I'm
even
not
know
giving
what to
this
say.
to you.
You're
No.
not giving. You're not giving.
No. Yeah, I'm not giving you this troll.
It's not a troll. Apparently, it's legit. Perfit is a. Let me hold on. Let me pull up the thing.
Kegel?
Kegel exerciser that lets you control video games with your pelvic floor. When you contract your pelvic floor, the bird goes up. When you relax it, the bird goes down. These games were designed by doctors to properly strengthen the pelvic floor. It works so well that more than 1,000 doctors already recommend Perfit to combat incontinence and prolapse and other pelvic floor disorders. So, if you want to boost that vagina, go play some fucking bird vagina Nintendo game. I don't know what the fuck this is. Who comes up with this shit? Who has the idea? Is like, there's all these disorders regarding the female genitalia. I'm gonna make a video game and a video game controller with it to help strengthen it.
Maybe it gives orgasms too. The more you go up and down.
It has a vibrator motor in it. Oh my
god.
god.
Probably.
I would imagine so, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is it. You be the judge. Let us know if you use it.
Yeah. Any women out there want to try this out? Yeah. Let us guys know.
Yeah, literally. Okay, I'm sending you this article because it's something that is visually pleasing, and I think you're gonna like. Animal Crossing's New Horizons came out with a new limited edition Nintendo Switch, and I have to say, holy shit! I wish I gotten this Switch because it looks fan-fucking-tastic. So we're on my favorite website, IGN. You know how much I like those guys, and you look at how awesome it is. Like, there's so much attention to detail, and it's just perfectly soothing. Like, there's like bright green and bright blue Joy-Cons. You got Tom Nook and the twins on the island. There's even
wait, you didn't send me any link.
It's on Facebook.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that's why I'm not open on Facebook.
Yeah. Whoops. I guess I could have sent it on Discord, but yeah. Look at this. There's even the tiny little details on the back. It's accented with these white back plates as well as the bumper grips for when you're playing the Joy-Con sideways. So yeah, I think it is something that every Animal Crossing fan should own. And I'm not a huge Animal Crossing fan, but I would buy this if it were available to me and I didn't already have a Nintendo Switch. But I do, and I don't even touch it enough as it is. It's a giant dust collector. That's what it is. Like, my PlayStation I use in my room for like Netflix and YouTube and shit like that. My Xbox is my streaming console. I have both of my Xboxes here. The Nintendo Switch doesn't do jack shit unless people come over and play. That's it. So yeah, there you go. What's next? Oh yeah, there's a ton of new indie games coming that I found super duper interesting. So G Fuel, this stuff, the popular brand of energy formula that's like a focus enhancer, which is what I use when I'm working out or gaming, but not sponsored, by the way.
That's just because I hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. So they came out with this list of 12 best looking indie games so far. There are a few that caught my eye. This one called like Death Trash looks super cool. It's like, you know, that pixelated old kind of style to it. It kind of looks like that. It kind of reminds me like of a Dark Souls, Skyrim kind of thing. So that looks super cool. The other game that I was looking at was Chris Tales. Like, look at how beautiful this shit looks. It's so cleanly done. And it's coming on Xbox, which apparently is fucking groundbreaking because nothing ever comes on Xbox. The animation looks super cool. I'm ready for this game. But the top one, which they are advertising, is Boyfriend Dungeon. Can you guess by the name of what this game will be? And
Kink.
Where it's coming out? Pardon?
Kink.
It's kink. So you date your weapons. It's what this game is. It's not like you're dating other people and you go into a dungeon with them and stuff. It's you date your literal weapons. This is not a joke.
Alrighty then.
It's very interesting. Like, I thought it was not really up my alley for the first bit because like you are just going through and then you see this lightsaber turn into a human being, and it's just like, oh hey, it's me, you know, date your weapons. It's like his name is Seven, and he's like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? So it's a dungeon crawler and a dating simulator for all of those that want to play both those things. It's coming for PC and Nintendo Switch, so it's leaving out the console boys a bit, but you know, I really could care less about that.
Yeah, that sounds
Interesting.
okay then. That's definitely sounds more like a game on like a game website, like Miniclip or something like that.
Yeah, Miniclip.
Yeah,
The good old dream.
back in the day.
Back in the day, only true OGs will remember Miniclip.
Yeah, I think you can still go to it. It's still probably an active website, but
is it? Well, I know Club Penguin is Club Penguin dead? Club Penguin's
I
dead.
I think it's dead.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Club Penguin. Games and yeah, you can still go on Miniclip. It's changed a lot since I've been there. So you know,
or like Newgrounds game.
School. If you're done your homework and you're in school on a Chromebook or some stupid shit like that, go on Miniclip. Play like Snake Eater or something like that. I don't remember any of the games.
The only one that I remember is that it was called Black Knight.
That one I have not played, but you know what? Sounds pretty cool. Next thing, Davis, you should be excited for this because it revolves around the PlayStation. So, this apparently a Reddit user went on Reddit, of course, and said remote play survey leads to possible upcoming features. He said, I just took a survey for Sony regarding their remote play, and there were some interesting questions that possibly hint at upcoming features. Some of those include using remote play with a PS4 not connected to the internet, playing remote play on Switch, Apple TV, and Android TV. So, if you're away... So, if you have your console, say, like me, in the other room, but you still want to play PS4 out here, and I have a TV here, you can plug in an Android TV, because I don't want to use Apple TV. Go fuck yourself, Apple. I'm going to plug that in, and boom, I can play PS4 games without having the console right there. Which is really, really interesting.
So, you have your console, and if you just say you want to go over and hang out at a friend's place and play like classically, like sitting on the couch together or whatever. Instead of bringing the entire console, you could just bring your Android box, plug it into HDMI, and bring a controller.
Yep, essentially.
And then just sign into your account or whatever for it to.
Yeah, I think that's
how would that work? How would you be able to like? Because the games are downloaded onto the console itself. I'm confused.
Because I think what they're going to... Because Remote Play is like the streaming service. It's like Google Stadia, right? So you pay a certain amount of money and you can play those games anywhere. So like with Google Stadia, I can play it on my phone, I can play it on my TV, I can play it on my toaster if I wanted to. As long as it has an internet connection, I can plug a controller into it. It's kind of like the same thing, but it's for PlayStation games.
Oh.
And not shit, because I think this is still in beta and it's not fully released yet, but that is... I think it might be... let me Google that real quick. PlayStation Remote Play. I don't think it's out for the public, but... Oh, really? It came out 2017. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. So, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it's on like the App Store and stuff like that, so I think they're ahead of Xbox on that one. But anyways, let's go back to the other things.
Well, I know that there have been things like there's apps you can get on Android or whatever that connect to your PlayStation where you can get like certain achievements, like little extra achievements, or I guess trophies because it's PlayStation.
Yeah.
You can get certain ones just on like the mobile version of the game that still correlate to your PlayStation. I knew they had things like that, but
yeah. So I think it doesn't really account for like trophy wise. I think it's just to play the game. So, and I think it's a very, very limited library. But I don't know. I'm not a PlayStation gamer. So let's go back.
And I'm barely a gamer.
So let's go back to this. Hiding unused controls for the game to allow for more screen real estate. So like if you're playing, say, on a phone and you don't have a controller, then the actual controls for it won't be covering your entire screen. which is super duper nice, and you have to respect them for that. A slim
Mm-hmm.
or portable DualShock controller for portable gaming. So I'm assuming that's either like a smaller controller or like a fold-up controller or in some sort of fashion. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but that would be pretty cool. Exclusive maps or accessories for remote play, which I think is pretty garbage, limiting content for remote play, unless remote play is available for everyone, in which case, then it's not
It's
limiting anyone.
it's in a way, it's probably to make it like an incentive to
Yeah,
actually get the remote play.
yeah, exactly. Customizable button layout, which is pretty nice. That goes with the point 3.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting other controllers, such as an Xbox controller or a mouse and keyboard, for those that like the feel of an Xbox controller but play on PlayStation, or having a mouse and keyboard, which is super duper awesome because if I want to play a PlayStation game, let's say I bought Overwatch on my PlayStation and I know it's better on a mouse and keyboard because I played it at a friend's house, I can do that, which is
Mm-hmm.
super
Yeah,
cool.
if you wanted to play it on like your bigger full screen TV instead of
Mm,
yeah on the
exactly.
PlayStation instead of on your smaller computer screen. Yeah.
Yeah. There's offline remote play, so you won't have to be connected to the internet. Why is that a point? There's 2 points that are the exact same. Not connected to the internet or offline remote play. That's the same thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
PS1 and PS2 games, because from what I just read, remote play is actually PS3 and PS4 games. So it's actually going even more backwards compatible. So you want to play the
All the way to PlayStation 1.
OG Star Wars Battlefront 2, OG Spyro, OG Crash
Dude, give
Bandicoot.
me some Twisted Metal, boy.
Oh yeah, there you go. And the last point, parental controls to allow for multiple users to use remote play at the same time. So that is actually pretty exciting. So with Xbox, one of the things that I do is I have a friend who uses my account, but I set my account to his home Xbox and he sets his to mine, so we share
Mm.
games essentially.
Oh,
So
cool.
so there's that. But now it's like if anyone in your house wants to play it, you have a shared access to the same library, as well as you don't have to, be like, "Hey, I'm playing. You need to get off," or something like that. Everyone can play at the same
Mm.
time, which is super cool. So I'm excited to see how remote play does, and I think PS4 is taking a step in, or PlayStation is taking a step in the right direction for it.
That's probably the thing that they were talking about because I remember scrolling through Twitter randomly and seeing an ad that said something like this new feature is gonna be the game changer for for Sony or
Hmm.
something like that. And I didn't click into it because it was an ad on Twitter, but that's probably what it was.
Yeah. So
Most likely.
yeah. So well,
That's definitely more better news than the controller layout hype that we had a couple episodes ago.
yeah, the controller layout thing, which didn't make any logical sense whatsoever, unless you're like a streamer or a sadist.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the next thing. So this is another. If Stadia could get any worse, this is how. So Google Stadia, as we know, is a colossal failure. On all levels, their ads are super fucking annoying and makes me not want to buy the product whatsoever. In
Mhm.
fact, it makes me want to destroy any Google thing I have and switch over to Bing. So there's that. They have a terrible business model, fake advertisements, terrible downloads, shit like that. But also, they decided to add a shitty game called Monster Energy Supercross 3, which was reviewed by Angry Joe, and I watched. I don't know if it was this specific one or it was like Monster Energy Supercross 1 or something, but it's a terrible game, and they released it for Stadia, but apparently it costs more on the Stadia than it does on Steam for no reason whatsoever. So they like the incentive with Stadia was that you can play any game you want. All you have to do is pay for the service.
Yeah.
But then they went back on that and said you have to pay for the service and the games as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So for this, everyone's like, why would I buy this on Stadia just to spend more money if I'm only going to play it on my PC and stuff like that? So all these big companies fucking up real bad. Like they are
Mhm.
super embarrassing. Like Xbox had a bad time with the Xbox One release and the Xbox 360 initial release and stuff like that. But they were able to swing back for it. And with my Project Scarlet around the corner, I'm excited to see what they do. And PS4 hasn't done anything terribly wrong, I don't think. Like the controller thing, I wouldn't even say it's wrong. I'd just say it's an option that they have.
Just weird. Yeah. Exactly.
It. Hmm. So
See,
there's.
the thing with like Google is that they're such a tech giant,
Hmm.
it's kind of weird how
They
they
can't do
can't
this.
get this right. Like with Google Home and all the phones and everything else that they do,
Hmm.
and everyone uses Google for everything, like for your search engine or whatever.
Hmm.
How is
How is this
why
a
don't they just
big of an issue?
outsource to Japan and just freaking pick up some of the? Well, obviously they can't like just
Hmm.
steal like from Sony, but did
Well,
you also say a while ago that Dell was trying to make their own gaming console?
I think yeah, I think Dell was going for their old game, like their own like Nintendo Switch knockoff, and
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really wants that, especially if Xbox, the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, will hopefully come out with XCloud as well, so I can play
Hmm.
whenever I want, wherever I want, kind of thing. And if that works well, and remote play for PlayStation works well, and then the Nintendo doesn't even matter because they have the Switch with a huge library
Which
of awesome games.
exactly.
The only thing that's left behind are the PC gamers, which the PC master racers aren't really going to move around too much anyways. They're going to sit at their PC and hardcore play video games, so I'm not
Yeah.
too concerned about that. But Google really needs to step up here. They really need to fix their business model because even though people are buying it because they're morons, it's not a successful business model. Because if it was, I would be hearing praise from the mountains about how awesome this is, and wouldn't be hearing
Hmm.
about so many fucking problems it has. So,
Well, it's still within its like first what year of being released. Like
yeah, and
it's like Sony and Xbox and Nintendo have been going for years building up like better quality, better quality, better quality. So we just need to give them a bit of a chance to
I
catch up, I
guess.
would say. But like yeah, it's still because it's such a huge tech company, like literally one of the if not the largest in the world.
Hmm.
The release of the console should have been a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. So the Stadia is like I don't, and you say that we should give them a chance and stuff like that. Um, I am the complete opposite. I don't think we should give them a chance. Their chance was the product release. If it wasn't ready, why did they push it out? And it's not like there was a Todd Rogers, the developer of Fallout 76 and stuff like that from Bethesda, who was like, it's not just about the game. It's not how the game releases. It's the journey that the game takes. It's like that's a load of horse shit. I'm not paying $80 to see this game get better down the line. I'm paying $80 for the
Hmm.
game now, which YongYea said, and well, we'll talk about this later on with Warcraft 3, but I'm paying for the product now. I'm not paying $80 to play Doom at a 60 FPS 6 months down the road. I want 60
Hmm.
FPS now, and I don't want more than 60 FPS. I want a good story. I want good graphics. I want good gameplay and stuff like that. If that's not
Yeah,
all there, then you don't deserve my $80. I have the right to take that back and stuff like
that
that. And
yeah, that's like do you know the ex Vine star but now on TikTok / YouTube Thomas Sanders?
oh
He
yeah, I was
yeah,
wondering where he
he
went.
yeah, he did so he's on TikTok mostly now and he does but he has a video that he goes it's like he's doing his normal thing where he goes back and forth to his different characters or whatever.
Hmm.
And it's like thank you for purchasing our game. Are you excited? Blah blah blah. And then it's like and now oh yeah, I'm excited, I'm ready to go. And then he goes and like and now wait to download the 100 GB of data. And it's exactly one of those like
Yeah, and
you
it's
just bought it and you have to download a shit ton more stuff just to play the damn thing.
yeah. I remember when I got my Xbox One S when I first got it. I was like, cool. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna sit down. I had three of my friends with me, and I was like,
Hmm.
guys, we'll go home. Tuna will grab two of his controllers. We'll have four controllers. We'll do a 2-on-2 or like a 4v4 Halo match or a free for all or something. Because this game,
Hmm.
like this console comes with Halo. Fucking get there. The software update has to install. The software update has to update itself, so there's an
Yeah.
update on top of an update, and then there's the game download itself, and then the game updates as well as the like downloadable content. So at this point, we've been waiting like 2 hours, and all we've gotten is half of the game and the Xbox installation's done. Then at like 3 hours, we're finally able to play, and we're like, oh, this is fun, but it's like it took us three
You lost
hours.
your yeah,
Yeah.
you lost your hype, your energy because
Hmm.
it's like, yeah, new game, this is sweet. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And it's dumb because there are a
why
lot
don't they
of
just load it
memes
with the
and a
proper
lot of posts out
software?
there that are like, yeah, let's say like Davis, you are at school for most of the day. You're working hard, and then you come home. It's like I have 2 free hours. Like the podcast is being edited by Jayden. I just ate food. Time to relax and play Call of Duty. And then you want to sit down. Boom! 50 gigabyte update. Now you can't play for 3 weeks. Like, that's not fun. And like, there is a way to bypass it, which is have your Xbox or PlayStation have like download while off function. So it downloads while it's off. But still, even sometimes that doesn't work, and then you still have to install the update, and you have to manually say, yes, I want to install this update. Or the game has to update with inside the game, so you have to be online anyways. So, it's stupid. It's stupid. Just give us the game. Give us the old-fashioned way of playing a game where the data is stored not on the console, it's stored on the disc. I'm totally fine with that. That's how it worked before. It's how it's going to work now. It's not. That's not gonna fucking happen.
No, that's not gonna. They're just gonna, because everything's going to the cloud. So
yeah, exactly.
Whatever. It's annoying, but it works.
Okay, we have 2 stories before we head off. The next one is super exciting. It comes from Microsoft. So this one is titled "Microsoft will pay up to 20 grand for Xbox Live bugs," and essentially what this means is if you can find a security hole within the Xbox Live network that leaves it vulnerable to spoofing attacks, they can earn up to $5,000. Remote code execution exploits pay the most, from 10 to 20 grand, so long as they're previously unreported vulnerabilities. So basically what they're saying is, bro, come at me, hack us, and if you can find a way into their security system, then you'll be rewarded with a handsome sum of money. So if you're a hacker, this is where you can put your skills to good use and stop scamming people for their credit cards, and just get 20 grand and be done with it. Be done with hacking. Go get a real job. Like, seriously, I hate the fucking internet has been filled with these hackers, like Lizard Squad, the people that DDoSed people who got Xbox Ones and PS4s for Christmas, and they were like, yeah, we want to play it the first day. They even said, hey, Xbox, hey, PlayStation, we're going to attack your network and make sure it goes down. And they actually succeeded, so the network went down on Christmas, like a couple of years ago. But most of them, I think, are behind bars or have stopped doing it, so...
Yeah, whatever happened to the anonymous hacker group that used the V for Vendetta mask?
Yeah,
thing?
Like Anonymous. Yeah, it's a decentralized international hacktivist group that is widely known for its various DDoS cyber attacks against several governments. Oh wait, what? That's what it is? No, I don't think that's what it is.
What?
Is it Anonymous that has? There's like Lizard Squad. Lizard Squad is the hacker group, but
Anonymous is a hacker group too.
Yeah, but it says Anonymous is known for hacking governments.
Government stuff. Like, yeah. I remember that.
I thought that instantly meant that they were a bad guy. No, so they've infiltrated the Westboro Baptist Church, corporations such as PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, and Sony.
Yeah, because they were the ones that were behind the Sony hack in 2014 or whatever it was.
Well, there were like White Knight hackers. I can't remember. I can't remember what they're called. Let me Google Lizard Squad taken down. Because yeah, the Xbox Live DDoS. They also had like bomb threats and stuff like that. But I'm gonna look at these things.
But while you're looking into that, anyway, like more of what I was thinking of with finding like this, like we were just saying, finding bugs and whatever, not necessarily hacking, but just like going in, rewarding people for finding these type of flaws in their system, right? So even if you find if there's a flaw, and even if it happens like accidentally, and it's something that hasn't been discovered for whatever reason, and you actually report it, and they actually like get back to you or whatever, like that would be something like quite amazing.
Yeah, if you accidentally discover a bug that can get into like someone else's credit card, and you're just like, guys, there's a huge bug here. It's like, cool, there's 20 grand, go nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a But then, like, it is also like what you were saying here. If you can break our system, like, we'll pay people to break our system so that we can upgrade and do it better to improve upon it so that it doesn't get broken into improperly,
Yeah.
right?
There you go. Well, from what I'm reading for Lizard Squad, all 4 members were arrested. One of them was Finnish, the other, and one of them was from the Netherlands, and the other one was from Maryland. And it doesn't really say where the other one was, but the fact that these guys got away for so much, and these are 19-year-olds, like that they were all arrested. July 2015, this guy was 19, or 2015, this one guy got arrested. But yeah, 19-year-old Zachary Budka got arrested for this. And I can't imagine what's going through their heads, like, oh yeah, this is something fun. This will not get me in trouble whatsoever. But, yep. They got arrested. They got what they deserved, those bastards. Why you gotta fuck up our time playing these video games? But, yeah.
Stealing information, sell it.
Yep. You can't just.
That's what happens.
You can't just down an online service because you think it's fun. That's a dick move. Down your own online service. How about that? Start there. Unplug your Ethernet cord and shove it down the toilet. There you go. Down your own internet service. Boom. Okay, let's talk about the biggest news that has come the past few weeks, or the past week. It's amazing how big of a fuck up this is, but I'm not too surprised by it. Because first things first, this is about Blizzard, and this is about Activision. Activision is a terrible company known for, like, huge microtransactions, shitty games, shit like that, you know? But this one has to take the fucking cake. Warcraft 3 Reforged, which is Warcraft 3, a game developed 17 years ago, redone with different, like, not a different story, but, like, different animations, different graphics, different cutscenes to tell the story in a better way than what was previously done before, right?
Yeah.
They tried doing that, and they fucked up to the point where they straight up lied. So there are videos you can search this up anywhere. Angry Joe did a video on this. YongYea did a video on this. They basically took the BlizzCon 2018 video and the trailer, or the cutscene that's actually in the game, and it looks nothing alike. It's just like they pulled back and they just were like, fuck it. We have 2 years. Let's just be lazy with this shit. So, Warcraft 3 Reforged has broken a world record of being the lowest user-rated score on Metacritic. So Metacritic is the website everyone goes to. So it has a 0.5 user score. A couple days ago, it had 0.3. But apparently a few reviews have bumped it up. It has 11,667 negative reviews, and in comparison, it has 377 positive reviews.
Huh.
So,
Jeez, that's worse than the F9 one.
Yeah. So all of these people are giving it zeros and stuff like that. The biggest thing for me on Metacritic it's not the fans that are like, yeah, this is still a 10 out of 10 game. We just got to give it time and stuff like that. First off, that's bullshit. We knew what we were going to get, and they fucked it up on purpose. But the critics that gave this game an average score of 60, when the user score is 0.5, so it's like it's a 6.0 to a 5 or 0.5 essentially. So I was looking at this, and some of them is like, Warcraft 3 is still one of the best RTS ever made, yet this Reforged edition is just a lazy remaster. That's because many features are missing and the game is plagued by a significant number of technical issues. First off, that's not a review. That's an overview. A review actually goes into detail and explains what's wrong. And I'm not going to be like, every user on Metacritic, like, from the users should print like 8-page long reviews. Like, some of these are super easy. Massive disappointment. I did not expect this from Blizzard, but as it stands right now, the trust is lost. That's totally fine. This is such a disappointment. Not only is it not even close to what it promised, but Blizzard wants to own every custom game and map made for the game and does not allow custom games to be standalone. Do not buy this game. Fuck the shareholders. They kill everything they touch. And
oh shit.
Yeah. So good thing I bought out of that. Otherwise, I would take offense to that because I was a shareholder. I had 22 shares in the company, but I sold them, and I made $300 profit. But you know, that's completely off topic. I sold them because I knew the shit was gonna go downhill. The only real review that I'm seeing is
this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
This wet fart of a release that Activision Blizzard gave us feels like they're stepping on my childhood and then spitting in its eye even as the teacher is pulling it off of me. Like that's the lowest rated review, and that was a 45 out of 100. Meanwhile, there's one up here. It's an 80. Excellence demands excellent, and Blizzard could have honored its great heritage in a better way. It remains one of the cornerstones of the strategy market, as well as an exceptional game experience for any self-respecting video game lover. I'm going to click this website, and I'm just going to do this real quick. Do not go to this website! If that's what the review is of this game, it's absolutely trash. Because the fact that everyone hates this game, and they're like, oh yeah, it's still deserving of an 8.0 out of 10, that's insulting, and that basically, from me, is just saying, I do not trust you as a reviewer. If IGN rated this anything higher than a 2, or if any critic rated this higher than a 2, I don't trust them anymore. I'm never going to watch them. I hate them. Like, if they have a cool story, I might just rip it off of them and just be like, yeah, here's a cool story that I'm going to talk about. I hate the website, but, you know, the news, it can come from any website, essentially. I'm just going to say I hate this website anyways. But
yeah.
That was that. Anyways, I'll let you say what you were going to say first.
I was just going to say, because, like, I know, so this is still nothing in comparison, because it wasn't as big of a thing, but, like, Marvel, for example, they tend to launch trailers for their next upcoming movie. Like, they did, like, Thor Ragnarok had a big part of the trailer where they changed things.
Yeah.
Like, the trailer for Thor Ragnarok, it showed Hela destroying Thor's hammer, and it was in, like, an alley, but actually how it happened in the movie was in the fields out in, like, Norway or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and that made fans a little bit disappointed. Like they did that on purpose. Like they changed things, or like Endgame. Yeah. You know, they do it, but that's just not to give away spoilers. So when you first said they had trailers and stuff from the game, I was thinking maybe it was something like that at first. Like it was like okay, they showed a little bit of snippets of something, and they just didn't include, just because they didn't want to include spoilers. But it was just, and I'm like, no, I guess it's not the same aspect. It's literally just a completely different game than what they showed.
It's completely different. So someone made a Reddit post saying features that were removed from original Warcraft 3 with the launch of Reforged. So how this remaster works is it's not a separate entity from Warcraft 3. It combined Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 3 Reforged into one game. So everything that was Warcraft 3 is now in Warcraft 3 Reforged. So here's what happened. Features that were removed from original Warcraft 3 with the launch of Reforged. Automated tournaments, clans, profiles, ladder, I think that's a competitive ladder, 3D animated campaign grounds, 3D animated portraits in BattleNet, / commands in BattleNet chat, communal channels listing, adding other things people pointed out as being removed. That was just an edit. Custom campaigns, a Battle.net news section, Reign of Chaos campaign balance now uses the Frozen Throne balance and stuff like that. And that's just from what Warcraft 3 was to what it is now. There are still a ton of missing features and stuff like that. And everyone was thinking, like, okay, this game sucks shit, I'm going to get a refund. That's not how Blizzard sees it. Blizzard sees it as, oh, you bought the game, you own it now, we are not giving you your money back.
Yeah,
The point where this Reddit post was, again, shared by YongYea. Go check out his video about this. Warcraft 3 Reforged refund request denied, breaching Australian consumer law. This is what Blizzard and Activision are doing. So, this user he said, I have been attempting to play Warcraft 3 Reforged since it came out. I have managed to play a few prologue missions and 2 or 3 full versus matches without it crashing. Extremely unhappy, I decided to refund the game, as it is my legal right under Australian consumer law, which is totally fair. The automated process was instantly denied due to too much playtime, so I appealed to the live chat. Right from the get-go, it did not go well. Apparently, all purchases are final, but they can still offer refunds if they want to.
Yeah.
So, there's an image of this where it says, I see you were wanting to check a possible refund for Warcraft 3 Reforged. He says, yes, please. the person who was responding goes by the name of Nipolden. He says, I can take a look and see. We do view all purchases as final, so a refund will not be guaranteed. And he said, well, unfortunately, that's not how consumer law works here in Australia. So these people are basically being told, you have to keep pushing that refunds are not allowed. It doesn't matter what is happening.
Yeah, and that's just, if it's just on like a chat board or whatever, like it's basically the guy working for Blizzard's, and that's the only answer he's allowed to give. Yeah, basically.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's keep digging a little bit. So he said, well, unfortunately, that's not how consumer law works here in Australia. Nipolden replies, our terms of sale state that all purchases are final. Accepting those terms of sale does mean you agree to them. And then he replies back, again, your terms of sale do not override consumer rights. The guy, Nipolden replies, you purchase a game from a U.S. shop from a U.S. company. He replies back, in Australia, with Australian dollars. It does not matter where the game is produced, it's where you buy it from. If Persona 5 is made in Japan, and I buy it here in Canada, if I have a consumer right to refund the game because I don't like it, which I wouldn't, because Persona 5 is a fucking amazing game, I would never do that, but I would be like, yeah, this is my consumer right to do this, and there's nothing they can do about it. So he basically keeps going on and saying, governed by U.S. laws, I'm afraid that there has been a considerable amount of gameplay, so we will not be able to refund the purchase. He's basically just saying, you're arguing too much, I'm going to bully you into keeping this game and not refunding your money. You mean the time that I spent trying to start a match, or crashing the campaign 18 times? He says, Nipolden says, I would recommend posting on the tech support or bug report forums for Warcraft 3 Reforged, which already has all of these bugs and shit listed on the forums. Which shouldn't be there in the first place. Like, when you launch a game, of course there's going to be bugs. Of course there's going to be stuff like that. Maybe a few online issues, which is acceptable. What's not acceptable is a solo campaign, which you can play by yourself, which doesn't need to be online, crashing for no reason whatsoever. That's unacceptable. 18 times. I don't think he's exaggerating here, because I would believe him. 18 times. The guy says...
Especially if this person's played like Warcraft before, so he knows like that it can run on his computer.
Exactly. So he says, will that add all the missing features that have been removed? How am I meant to know these features are missing without actually trying to play the game? Nipolden says, you can send your feedback to the developers that way. He says, no, because the issue is your website advertised a product that is inaccurate and misleading, which is true. There is a specific example of an improvement to a campaign cutscene that is not even in the final product. It is still advertised on a selling page for a live product. Nipolden replies, again, that is all feedback best suited for the community forums where the developers can see it. No, that is false advertising, a completely different matter. Now he's getting scared because he knows he's losing this. He says, was there anything else I can address before I let you go? He says, yes. In 2016, U.S. online game retailer Valve was fined $3 million for making false or misleading representations on its distribution platform, Steam, about consumers' rights to refund for games that were not of acceptable quality. These proceedings and the significant penalties imposed should send a strong message to all online traders operating overseas that they must comply with the Australian consumer law when they sell to Australian consumers. Nipolden replies, I've already addressed that. Due to how much time you spent in the game, we will not be able to get a refund. And he keeps trying to back out, and eventually he gets to the point where he can't argue this anymore, and Nipolden goes, since there's anything else I can address, I'll let you go. Take care. Thank you for chatting with us. And he just basically tells him to fuck off. Now, he did get a refund, and apparently people are getting refunds for this. So, but the big thing here was he got a refund because a lot of people were pushing back on it, and there was actually something super cool. If there's this link here, if you're in Australia, you can use this. Here in Canada, it doesn't really work, where you can send I think it's this one, or no, is this the I think this is probably the link from oh, this is actually telling that when you buy a game overseas, what is the actual law. But one of these links on this Reddit post is a way that you can just give a complaint to a company that is in a lawful manner. You don't have to go to a lawyer. You don't have to do any research or anything. You just say, who is receiving it? On this day, I purchased this from this place. You explain the problem. And I understand that under the Australian consumer law, when I buy products and services, they come with automatic guarantees that they will work and do what I asked for. And then you explain what evidence you have to support your complaint, and what would you like the business to do to resolve this issue. So I want it fixed. I want a refund. I want other people to get a refund. I want this or something like that. If I do not hear from you within like a week, a month, or whatever,
X days, yeah,
I will lodge a formal complaint with select your state or territory consumer protection agency. So whatever
with
one
X company, basically.
Yeah, and or report my issue with the ACCC. You can contact me about this complaint via email or call me during business hours. Thank you for your assistance. And then you put your name, you send it to them, and this basically says, you need to step the fuck up or I'm going to take legal action against you. Which some of these companies are, like Valve. Valve just lost $3 million, like we learned in that chat, from this shit. So some of these companies are dumb, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to win this. You can't win against this scenario, guys. Like, you're at a 0.5 on Metacritic. Everyone says you're lying. It's proof that you are lying because you have two different cutscenes, that one you advertise and one that's in the game, that are completely different. So, and it's not just one cutscene, it's every cutscene. It's the fact that the game doesn't work right, that all of these features were removed, that your old game that you would fall back to if Warcraft 3 Reforged sucked, just got sucked into this game and now you have nothing. Like, there's just so much bullshit in this. So, moral of the story, Blizzard is no longer a trustworthy company because of the Diablo incident, where they were announcing a Diablo game for mobile, and everyone was like, boo, this sucks, we wanted something for PC. And the person that was on stage got so salty, he was like, do you guys not have phones? Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And everyone in the audience was like, nope. And if I was in that audience, I would have said, go fuck yourself, and I would have walked off. I would have said...
So, who's worse between Blizzard and EA?
At this point, I'd still say EA. Because the other one was a freedom of speech violation, because a pro player by the name of Blitzchung, we already talked about this on the podcast before, but Blitzchung said, like, liberate Hong Kong or something like that, and he got banned and all of his reward money taken. And everyone fought for him because it's like, this is not just an issue of politics, this is an issue of freedom of speech. That's what this is. So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I hope everyone that bought this game can get the refunds. I know my older brother didn't buy the game, but my younger brother did. I was like, you need to get a refund because this is unacceptable. You spent $50 on this game. You should get a refund for it. And if Blizzard is not willing to give you a refund, go through your credit card company. They're usually pretty good. You'll just be like, yeah, I want to refund this product, but they're not letting me do it because they're assholes. They'll be like, why? What's wrong with it? You'll explain it to them. They'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Here's your money back. Like, credit card companies are actually very nice, depending on which ones you have, and
depending on what your reason is and liability and what have you with
exactly, right. So this situation, and it's so sad too, because Warcraft 3 is one of my favorite games. When I started reading all of this stuff, you know what I did? I uninstalled the Blizzard launcher on my computer. I said, I'm not playing Hearthstone. I'm not playing anything. I have like a different version of Warcraft back when the game like came on disc and you could download it from disc, right? So I have it from disc, which is completely offline, which I don't care about playing online for. I have that. If I want to play that, I'll play that with my cousins. If not, I'm never going to recommend a Blizzard game again until they can start fixing up their attitude. Like,
not even Hearthstone, and you're a major fan of Hearthstone.
I was a major fan of Hearthstone, and like, I still like the game. I still like what they're doing, and I love the card game aspect. But just with all of this shit, it's like I can't support this. And same thing with EA. I haven't like played EA games in a while, and even kids, like some kids were like, "Yo, what video games do you play?" I'm like, "I play like Call of Duty. I play some of these games and stuff like that, things they haven't heard." And I'm like, "What do you play?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, FIFA 2K19." I'm like, "Don't even try." And they're like, "No, I'm gonna get the new NHL 2020." I'm like, "Don't. Go buy NHL 2006 right now. All you're paying for is a new roster update and way less features, and you're going to be paying more and more if you're stupid enough to keep buying this shit. Go buy NHL 2006. It doesn't matter how old it is. It doesn't matter how bad the graphics are. It doesn't matter if you don't have the console. You're going to fucking buy the console. You're going to buy this old game, and you're going to fucking play it because you are not buying this game." And they're like, why is this such a serious topic? I'm like, and I explained it to them, and they're like, oh. And then, of course, the kids are like, I don't care. I'm still going to buy it anyway. So I'm like, all right, well, you just wasted $80. But then again, if they enjoy it, and
everyone's allowed. Yeah, everyone's allowed their own opinion and
exactly
on
right, and it's like,
stuff like that.
It's just bothers me because they shouldn't be making money off NHL 2020. But according to Angry Joe, apparently, or like some articles, EA earned $1 billion last year in microtransactions. $1 billion in microtransactions. So that's like loot boxes, the pro teams in the video games, in the sports games,
DLC,
like DLC and stuff like that. But I'm assuming more so it's coming from the people that spend money on the Apex Legends Battle Pass or the create your own team bullshit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not too happy about this. I'm not happy.
Clearly.
Blizzard, I released a tweet the other day that was like, okay, Blizzard's now on my shit list for games that I fucking hate. It was like, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. I think I saw that one.
Yeah. I was talking about, I've talked about reviewers and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about The Witcher in this in this episode because I watched that and I'm on my second watch through of it with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good shit. That I need some more Witcher. It's so good. It's so fucking.
It is a good show. It took me a little bit to get into, but again, I don't really know the lore. But
yeah, same here.
I thought it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I put a non-definitive list for hatred towards these companies in order of my anger. Number 1 is EA, number 2 is Activision, number 3 is Blizzard. Of course, I put number 4 as myself because I hate myself, and because this is a good meme. And then number 5 is Infinity Ward because I really started hating them on on the Call of Duty games.
Yeah, you're still
still angry about it. I'm still gonna keep playing.
Jesus Christ, you're such a
I'm an angry
negative person.
I'm an angry person. Dude, listen, I get to be an angry person here. Like, I'm here and on stream, that's where my anger comes out. And I'm okay. I like being positive. Like I said, I love this Nintendo Switch. I love that Remote Play is getting a lot of things. I love that Microsoft is willing to pay $20,000 to find bugs and stuff. It makes me super angry when these companies think they can get away with shit like this. This is how the world works, by the way. We can have $1 billion idea that's super duper smart. No one will want it. Some dumbass will come along and like take a shit all over our idea and get paid millions for it. That's how this world works right now, and it's fucked.
You get another Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, exactly. You get another Fast and Furious movie. You get another.
It has no plot.
What's some other shit? Well, there's like Warcraft 3 Reforged, obviously, but we're done talking about that. We're gonna leave that in the grave. You're gonna get another EA game that is half-baked. It's not even half-baked. It's not even in the fucking oven. They were like, yeah, well, let's just cook this. And they're like, why would we cook it? Let's just let them cook it. And they're just like, fuck it. Here's some fucking dough.
Here's some trash.
Here's some dough. You can't eat it until you cook it, which we have the ovens for, but you have to pay money for those ovens, you know. And you have to buy, like, the sprinkles that you're going to put on the cake or whatever the fuck. You know, like, I'm losing this analogy a little bit, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because at first it was bread, and now it's cakes because EA doesn't know what the fuck they're making. Like, nobody knows what the fuck they're making anymore.
Because you're on a rant that you've just lost your trail.
I'm furious! I am so angry.
You want to end this? Okay.
I'm so angry at Warcraft and Blizzard. Like, I love Warcraft. Warcraft is such a cool thing, and like when I was younger, and even when I was at Nate, I wanted to work at Blizzard when I started getting into the marketing stuff. I was like, yeah, I would love to work for like Blizzard or Nintendo for marketing because they have such cool ideas and stuff like that. Blizzard has awesome characters and cinematics and stuff like that. I would be like, that would be a dream to work at. Now I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to step foot in that place unless I'm burning it to the ground. Unless I'm coming in with 2 middle fingers at every single person that comes in there. Except for like the developers, because the developers and stuff, of course, they put in all the hard work, and I'm pretty sure it's not the developers' fault that it's this bad. it's most likely Activision and the higher ups that are, like the people said, like shareholders that are making the decisions. Because if it were up to the people who are working on the game, they would put so much love and passion into this game. They would be like, the cutscenes that you saw in 2018, now we're going to blow you out of the water with this cutscene, and it'd be 18 billion times better. It's like you're watching a movie, and then suddenly you're thrown into the mission, you're like, holy shit! Like, I'm playing the game, right? Like, that's what these developers will do, but because of Blizzard and Activision, all these shitheads that are like, we need to make money.
Trying to just make money.
Yeah. And they're probably not even making money at this point. Let's take a quick look at Blizzard stocks right now before we head off. Blizzard stocks, I love checking this. It's fucking hilarious. It went up apparently. I don't know how, but it went up from $1 to 59.21. I don't know where the fuck these people how this company is making money right now with so many people.
Probably because you were just saying that the actual critic reviews are high, so
I wouldn't say they're high. I would say they're
or higher than what the fan reviews are, and that's the ones that they look at. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's so dumb because you can let's Google something else. Let's Google something like a Day One Gary's incident. Apparently, this was the game that had the lowest Metacritic score for a long time, but they boosted it up. No critics have reviewed it. Actually, one person did it, and he gave it a 10. No element of Day One appears to be stable, polished. What the fuck? Why are you giving it a 10 then? Stop giving it a 10. Stop giving it numbers that it deserves, just so you can get your shitty review on this website.
You used that yourself. You literally said give it a high review just so that they will read
No. I said give it a low review if it's a highly rated product so people will listen to your thing. This is This is completely different. You're giving it a score that it doesn't deserve in a negative way. Well, of course my way is also negative because you're giving it a 0. But let's say this. You have 10,000 5s and then 1 0. That's going to drop it to what? 4.99999% compared to if it's at if it's the other way, if it's 10,000 zeros and then you get a random 10, that drops it to that brings it to like a 0.1. And that's one more point than it ever needs, right? Like, it's a double standards, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, stop, and it's also negative towards like that person as well, or whoever is reviewing this, because if you give it a 10 and the game is shit, no one's going to listen to you, especially if people buy the game and it's like, this game is terrible. This game also had a lot of problems with like threats and stuff like that. But let's do another game. Let's do The Witcher, or no, Mass Effect Andromeda. That's a huge one. Because with this game, it's at a 72 for user reviews, or not user reviews, critic reviews. User reviews are at a 49. So that just shows you how much the critics are not in touch with how games actually function.
That has to do with like anything, not just games. Like if you go to a movie, a book, an item, like something like buying an item off of Amazon, you always want to see the user reviews because they're the ones that are always more, or a hotel or something like,
Yeah.
Anytime if you have the option between actual users and just random like CEOs or whatever, you always want to follow the user. Is the more popular one.
Yeah, exactly. And my suggestion to people who are looking for things that are looking at reviews when they buy stuff, look at people that are within that community. So like, I'm in the Call of Duty Zombies community. I know the YouTubers that I should be listening to and stuff like that. Like, these people know what's up for the most part. And of course, opinions can be wrong. Some people can be like, this is the shittiest map ever, and you play and it's like one of your favorites, right? But you should kind of be listening to the general mass of the people who know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, game critics and stuff like that, a lot of them are very interspersed with all of the games and stuff like that, and they're very busy. Like, there was one review that went on Metacritic, it was like a 6 out of 10, or not even on Metacritic, on their website. It was like, I played all of the games halfway through. It's like, why would I listen to you? You didn't even play the full games, right? Compared to these other people that reviewed it, and they've played the entire game. Like, and people have put, like, they'll put 40 hours into it. It's like, if you want to listen to someone, look at how many hours they put into the game. If they put less than 2 hours and they say the game's shit, there's probably a reason why. If they put 150 billion hours into the game and they say, hey, it's all right, you should probably believe them that it's more than all right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta find, there's like a certain balance that you have to get to with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially with this day and age of being able to just search, find anything instantly, so you can find more than spend, 20 minutes watching a couple different videos, a couple different reviews on different channels.
Exactly.
Not just the one.
Yeah.
If you're really interested in finding a review on something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Anyway,
we found out what pisses Jayden off even more.
Terrible games.
Terrible games and terrible movies.
Lying about terrible games that I played in my childhood and that you've ruined for me. Thank you, Blizzard. Go fuck yourself.
But we also found out that women can have some fun playing some games too.
Some fun playing video games.
Fun. Yeah. In a different way than usual.
Yep. Like people play with
and
their
we have
feet.
some candy back from nostalgia. So there's a little bit of nostalgia. We have.
I gotta go get me some fucking Dunkaroos before the store closes.
To get Jayden. Yeah, we need to get Jayden happy because he's getting a little too pressurized. So let's get some candy in. Yeah.
You want to hear something that it revolves my stream? So I have a tilt meter on my stream. So when it reaches 100, the screen explodes, and then the message starts playing and like the nuke sound goes off and there's like somebody screaming and shit. That I need that in real life so people can figure out how fucking frustrated I am. Literally, I need like a backpack that has a tilt meter above it. It just says how tilted am I, and it has like a green, red, and yellow bar and then, like a finger that's going towards it. So it's like the more angry I get, I can just start squeezing something, and it's like, oh, it's going towards the red. Oh fuck, he's angry. What is he angry about? And then I just explode.
Turn into a Hulk.
It's like the Hulk, except it's major tilt, and my superpower is I rage on Twitter.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, as I was trying to say, this has been the episode tonight. Thanks everyone for listening. We had
fun.
Even though we normally do the rage at the very beginning, we still had rage.
We had rage throughout this entire episode.
But we had a little bit of wholesome with a little bit of fun Disney Marvel stuff. So
and Animal Crossing.
We had a little bit of
and
the PS4
and Animal Crossing
and
the Microsoft stuff, and then we got to
so we had a little bit of positivity, but we ended. So I'm trying to get it back onto a good good end here. But
please, gaming companies,
thanks for.
Make more positive stuff for the love of God. Make something good.
That's the show. Thanks you guys for listening.
Please.
We'll see you guys in the next one.
Do it. Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description.